Hi everyone and welcome to WordStream's webinar, the 20-minute PPC Work Week. My name's Chris and I'll be your moderator for today's presentation. For today's agenda, we have some exciting PPC insight to share with you guys. We have some shocking yet common problems we see in PPC accounts. We're going to cover 5 guidelines for achieving success in Google AdWords. We're going to be introducing the 20-minute PPC Work Week, and we'll show you how to make the most of WordStream's PPC Advisor in the 20-minute PPC Work Week. If you'd like to take part in live blogging during today's webinar, you can include the hashtag 20minPPC. As a bonus offer for attendees today, we'll have a random drawing after the webinar for a chance to win a signed copy of Perry Marshall's new book, 80/20 Sales and Marketing, the definitive guide to working less and making more. So the way this will work is after the webinar, we're going to select a handful of attendees that joined us today. And if you are chosen, I will reach out to you and give you more information. So to meet the experts for today's webinar, we have on the line Tim Warner and Chad Larson. Tim and Chad are both search strategy team managers here at WordStream. They have 10+ years experience helping small to medium-sized businesses navigate the search marketing landscape. Both Tim and Chad are WordStream and AdWords certified, and both of them are big-time Boston sports fans.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
And just to give you a quick background of who is WordStream. So WordStream is a search marketing software company founded in 2007. We're located in Boston, Massachusetts. We're number 184 of the fastest growing private companies in the United States, which is an awesome accomplishment. We're the winner of Best Customer Engagement Driver Award from MITx in 2012. We're the leading provider of the PPC Advisor, which is our PPC management platform, and the award-winning free AdWords Performance Grader. And WordStream's PPC tools make campaigns more organized and profitable. So before we get started, we'd just like to launch a couple poll questions just to get an idea of who we have on the audience today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the poll questions, and if you can just select the answer that best fits you, that would be perfect. So the first question we have here is, how much time do you spend doing PPC work every week? And your choices are, wait, I'm supposed to do work in my PPC account every week, less than 1 hour a week, 1 to 10 hours a week, 10 to 39 hours a week, or 40+ hours a week. It's my full-time job. So Tim and Chad, do these results, are these surprising?
Not really, Chris. I mean, that's normally what we see when we talk to people, and I'd say, Chad, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'd say that's probably pretty right on.
Yeah, so it looks like we have kind of a mix of people. Some people that probably PPC is a small portion of their day, where they're also doing social or SEO, some other marketing as well.
Or running a business.
Or running a business. So that's great.
So let me launch our second poll question here before we get started. And the poll question is, what's your biggest time sink in PPC management? And your choices are PPC bid management, ad tech authoring, keyword research or negative keyword research, reporting and analysis, or landing page optimization. And Tim and Chad, speaking with other search advertisers, what do you see to be the biggest time sink in PPC management?
I see a lot of people get stuck at keyword research, negative keywords. I mean, probably the thing that takes the most amount of time, just not everyone knows how to do it or has the resources to do it, is going to be landing pages. But I'd say on a day-to-day basis, we'd be looking at keyword research.
Yeah, from a setup side, it's obviously landing pages and getting that conversion element in place. But there's a lot of work that's done on an ongoing basis, like Tim was saying, within the negative keyword research and making sure you're optimizing your account.
Yeah, and actually I'm looking at the poll, Chris, and I can see that the least amount of time or the least amount of time stuck is ad text authoring, which is actually really surprising to me because ad text are such an important part of PPC, and that's one of the areas that needs to be worked on a lot. You want to be A/B testing ad text, and you want to be testing out different things.
But from a time standpoint, it can be done quickly and effectively with most tools out there. So good stuff here. We appreciate the insight.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Awesome. And with that, let me hand things over to Chad and Tim, and we'll get started with the webinar.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
We appreciate the intro. Sorry we're not Perry Marshall. For you guys that do know Perry, he's definitely one of the well-known experts in the PPC field. So we wish everyone the best of luck with the chance to win his book.
Yeah, and I actually subscribe to Perry's email chain, and I read a lot of his stuff. It's really interesting, and a lot of the things Chad and I are going to discuss today line up with what Perry says too, and we do a lot of work with him. So hopefully, good luck winning his book. I think it could definitely help you.
Cool. Go through these questions, and we wanted to start off with a little bit of PPC trivia. We're going to go over how some of these questions and answers were really derived from our AdWords Performance Grader. But question number one, how often do small businesses spending under $5,000 per month do work in their AdWords account? And the answer is 50% of them aren't even checking their account once per month. 25% haven't done anything in the last 90 days, and we've seen the same numbers across the board for agencies and advertisers.
Yep. So whether you're a business owner, you work at a big corporation, and PPC is your main job, or if you're an agency, or if you're a PPC expert, it's really pretty even across the whole playing field.
And activity is such an important part. We'll get into that a little bit further with the 20-minute work week.
Yeah, and another thing that I think might surprise you is what percentage of AdWords accounts you think have only used one negative keyword, or at least one negative keyword in the last 90 days. And the answer is less than 50 of them. 50% of people are using negative keywords, and 20% of people have never even used a negative keyword. And I'm sure most people on the call know what a negative keyword is. Some of you might not understand the power behind a negative keyword, but it's an incredibly important part of a PPC account.
Yep, it's more than just, oh, I don't want to spend money on this particular search. It covers a lot of ground, has a huge impact on click-through rate, which ties directly into quality score and what you're paying per click. So real important aspect of managing an AdWords account effectively. We're going to go into that in a little bit more detail.
Yeah. Now, where are we getting the information from? And most of the information that we're going to share with you guys today is actually from our AdWords Performance Grader. And for anyone who hasn't tried this out yet, hopefully most people on the call have. It's a free report. It's incredibly powerful. It's an incredibly fast tool that can allow you to just jump in and get some awesome performance data coming back to you. And I think till today, the grader's been up for about a year and a half. We've actually graded almost $3 billion in combined spend. So the way that I like to think about it is we've really seen more PPC data than any other company out there, maybe besides Google, obviously. But that's where we're pulling all our information from.
Yep, we're able to analyze that data, understand where people are struggling with PPC, with AdWords, and then put that back into the 20-minute PPC work week, into our software to help our customers and to help people be successful with AdWords. Chris actually just put the link to the AdWords Grader right in the chat box. So we have the link up here, but I don't think you guys can click on our screen. So you can actually click directly on this link, and it'll take you right into the AdWords Performance Grader if you want to run your account kind of as we're on the phone to get an idea of where you stand and where you rank. So feel free to check that out now.
And this is what it's going to look like when you get into that link. It's secure. All you have to do is just put in some basic information. Hit continue,
yep.
Obviously. But what we want to make sure is that you guys check off, obviously, the continue button. But before you do there, check off that you do have a Google AdWords account.
Yep, and I just put my information in here. Very easy, kind of step one. Number two, this is my favorite part about it. Actually, we never touch your password or your AdWords credentials. You actually leave our site. You go on to Google's site. They securely access your account to run the grader. All done through AdWords, so there's no additional passwords or anything. You would just hit accept here for us to have read-only access. It takes a couple minutes to generate your report.
Couple seconds. And this is what the report's going to look like, and it's really going to give you nine areas that are highly important when it comes to PPC. And you can see on the right-hand side, and that's not in order of importance anything, but that's what we're going to show you. We're going to show you how much money you're wasting. We're going to show you your account level quality score. That's impression weighted, which if you don't understand that, it's totally okay. But it's essentially your keywords that are getting the most amount of impressions and the quality score number coming from those keywords. And you can just read right on the right-hand side exactly what it's going to give you. Now, the reason that we're bringing this up is obviously we want to help you guys, and this is going to be the first step in understanding how your account's performing. But when we start discussing the 20-minute work week in a little bit here, a lot of that is actually related right back to this grader, right? Where are we finding this information? Why did we choose these 5 actions in the 20-minute work week that you should take? Why is this important? Well, we understand that this is what's driving success in PPC accounts, and so we want to get that information back to you guys.
Yeah, exactly, Tim. And one thing that we found, one of the first things that people need to do in order to improve their account is to understand the current state of their account. So by doing this, you can understand that I haven't added negative keywords. That's something I have to do. I have a low quality score. I need to put practices and optimization in place to improve relevancy and click-through rate. So this is going to be an eye-opener. It's going to be transparent. You can see what's going on in your account, and then you can take the right steps to improve it.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, after we get off of here, we do have a Q&A session at the end. But you can always call in, and you can actually reach Chad and myself directly, or you can come onto the website and chat with us. It's usually Chad or I on that chat too. And then our email is going to be at the end as well. So if there's anything here that we're covering that just might not make as much sense as it could, just feel free to reach out. But again, coming back to here, here's some more stuff that we find from the grader. We find from talking to people every single day. People who use our software, there's thousands of those people. We have graded that. Actually, it's almost $3 billion in spend at this point, but 25% of people are not using negative keywords. Quality scores are incredibly important, and we're actually going to hit a little bit on that before we jump into the 20-minute work week. So hopefully everyone can understand it, how it works, the power behind it, and what happens actually if you have a low quality score too. And then 50% of accounts, AdWords accounts, haven't even been optimized in the last 30 days, and I'm sure there are folks on here who are in that bucket. We're going to show you why it needs to, and hopefully that can make sense for you.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the data that really drives the performance of the software. So with all of those accounts and with the AdWords Performance Grader, what we found is that the average AdWords account for small and medium-sized businesses is really a train wreck or a mess. Me and Tim have been in the business for the last five to seven years now, yeah. And we've talked to hundreds of different advertisers, thousands, and they're struggling. They need some guidance. They need some help. The space has got more and more complicated. So that's really where we want to come in, and we want to, I guess, first kind of cover some 5 things we know that need to be true about AdWords success. And we can kind of start this off. I think it's been a pretty good intro. Did you have anything else to add on that, Tim? Or?
No, I mean, we have looked at accounts that have been fantastic, right? I just want to, not every single AdWords account, a lot of people that reach out to us that need some help. Yeah, I mean, accounts are a mess, and PPC is constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. It's difficult to stay on top of it, so hopefully some of the information we have here is going to be able to help you understand that. But one of the first things that we understand when it comes to PPC is that it is hard, right? And we found that most PPC advertisers who are successful are actually using additional tools on top of what AdWords gives you. And there's a reason behind that, right? Number one, AdWords can be a little bit clunky. It can be a little bit slow, right? And you need something that can simplify the process for you. So whether it's a third-party commercial tool or something that you even develop internally, which we've seen a lot of those too that have been successful, that are incredibly difficult to create. We've seen them though. But when folks are using those on top of the free Google tools, it allows you to gain a competitive advantage.
Yeah, and I think I would just touch on the education side of this. We know it's hard. Even the time investment it takes to learn and read and become certified, educate yourself on new releases, there's a big gap there for most busy marketers and busy business owners. So we want to help with the right techniques and tools and support service, really kind of bridge that gap, not only from a performance but also from an education standpoint. Number two, the thing that we know are true to success in AdWords is that you get what you put in. Like everything else in life, right? What you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. We look specifically at activity levels here, and we know that when people are making changes in their account, whether it's adding negative keywords, changing ad text, A/B testing, finding new long-tail keywords and connecting them to the right ad group, that's where you're going to see a lot more success. And a little work every week can really produce a lot better results.
Yeah, and it's like the gym analogy, right, Chad? If you go once a month to the gym, probably not going to get the results you're looking for. But if you're in there every other day, right, and you hop on the treadmill, you do some weights, you just do something, right? You take some action into the gym, you're gonna get a lot more out of it. And it's the same thing with PPC. And just ask yourself, right? If someone is going in there once a month and someone else with a different account is going in every other day, which account do you think is going to perform better? I'd probably take the person who's going in there every other day.
Yep.
Number three, keep your house clean. So what we mean by this is you need to analyze your keywords, okay? So bad keywords play a huge role in the destruction of an AdWords performance, and they can drain your budget. They lower your account quality score. They make it really, really hard to be successful. The people that we talk to who are actively pausing, who are fixing, who are killing poorly performing keywords, they're using negatives or more restrictive match types, like a broad match, like a modified broad match or an exact match. And these people are doing much, much better. They're outperforming advertisers or agencies who are doing the buy and hold philosophy. And if you're not familiar with that, it essentially means continue to report and continue to use the same keywords month over month over month without making any type of switch, whether it's increasing your bid, right? Whether it's changing your match type, whether it's adding some more negatives into the account.
Yep. And whoever the lucky winner is for Perry's book, you're going to hear a lot about this in his book as far as like the peel and stick, right? If things aren't working, you've got to make changes. So the activity and also keeping your PPC house clean are two kind of pillars of his philosophy. Number four, you got to have goals. And I think Chris is going to open up another poll here that's going to talk specifically about goals that you guys are setting. Cool. So it looks like most people are getting through that.
So no daily goals yet, I'm looking at, but it looks like majority are at nobody has any goals, which is okay, and a lot of other people have monthly goals.
Yeah, in a few weekly. This is all about really dedicating a certain amount of time each week, and putting goals behind that time, right? So it could be as simple as you start off as like, I have to identify 5 negative keywords this week. I need to create 3 new ad groups that are more relevant than the current status of my group or of my account.
You can even start smaller. You can say, I'm going to log into my account every day this week. That can be goal number 1. Goal number 2 can be, okay, I'm going to take actions in my keywords every day the next week. The next goal could be, okay, I'm going to rewrite some ad text. Okay, so we start small, and then we keep moving forward. But they're incredibly important, okay? And a lot of it comes down to workflow. Logging into my AdWords account, knowing exactly where I need to go and what I need to do to improve on what's happening right now or in the last 30 days.
Yeah, and Chris, you can jump back to the slide here. Thank you. And like Tim was saying, it's like when you put these goals in place, you can produce a workflow behind it, have direction, know what you're going to do when you log into your account, and that's where you're really going to see a difference.
Yeah, and then we get number 5, PPC. It's all about relevancy. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean quality score plays a huge, huge part in how well you can do with PPC. And what I mean by that is giving the person searching a direct link for exactly what they're looking for. Do your keywords match the ad text, match the landing pages? You can even go deeper, Chad. You can even say, do my keywords in my ad group match each other, right? Are they talking about the same subject? Are they in that one ad group that is relevant to that one campaign, and it moves all the way up the chain?
Yeah, Tim's right on. It's like, how well do I answer that question, right? All Google wants to do is create a great experience for their users, which is every one of you, me, Tim, everyone in our office, everyone in the world now, right? They want those results to really answer that question, so they're relying on their advertisers to do that as well. And relevancy can really be the key when it comes to AdWords success.
Yeah, and if anybody ever decides to visit the WordStream office, if you walk up and down the aisles here, the one thing you're going to hear over and over again is us discussing quality score with folks. It's kind of that thing that nobody really knows about, but knows that it's important. And this is how it's actually calculated. Okay, so overwhelming majority of quality score is going to be click-through rate. Click-through rate is clicks divided by impressions. Okay, the next most important part is ad text relevancy. Does your ad answer the question that's being searched? We have an example here. Zappos does this really, really well. And then the last part, does your landing page talk directly to that ad text, and does it answer that question that's being searched? If you're doing this correctly, awesome. Good for you. If you're not, it's very difficult to be able to do this, but it can be done. It absolutely can be done.
And I really like Tim's analogy, or Tim's kind of explanation. The biggest thing about click-through rate, right? It's something that you can control through your message to potential customers, right? It's not Google deciding, oh, you have a better quality score. It's actually us, the users, deciding, oh, that created a good experience for me, so I'm going to click on that ad. So it's something that you can think about that click-through rate data, and it's something you can really, through ad text and ad text relevancy, you can really improve on.
Yeah, now how do you improve click-through rate? Well, you improve it by adding negative keywords into the ad group. You improve it by adding in keywords from your search query report, right, that you're matching to but you're not currently bidding on, that are very relevant to who you are. And you improve it by working on your ad text. Okay, and relevant ad texts are increasing click-through rates, it's improving QS, and it's going to lower your cost per click. So the power behind a quality score, a high quality score, you're going to get rewarded with a better page positioning on Google by Google. You're going to get a lower cost per click. You're going to get a lower cost per acquisition. That's the power behind quality score. And it's no surprise, coming back into the PPC performance grader, that quality score was the #2 most important factor when looking at successful PPC accounts. Okay, the #1 factor, I don't know, Chad, if you want to say this, but I'll just say, the #1 important factor is actually getting into your account and taking action, activity in your account. Because what happens a lot of times, and guys, we see this every single day, people log in, look at their information, look at the keywords, look at the graphs, think, okay, everything's moving okay, get out, and they feel like they did some work. No, you haven't. You have to get in there and you have to do some work. A lot of people don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. I think that's something you're going to like about the 20-minute work week, because that's going to help you develop a workflow, develop those goals inside your PPC account.
Exactly. And you guys are probably looking forward to seeing the 20-minute work week. That's kind of the title of the webinar. But all of this information we shared is leading up to the 20-minute work week and the software to help create that workflow, to help create actions that are going to improve these elements of paid search for you.
Yeah, and guys, I apologize. We're covering a lot of stuff here, and we're going through it pretty quickly. And like I said, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. If you don't want to throw them in the chat, you're more than welcome to call me and chat after this too. So now we're getting into the 20-minute work week. I think this is kind of what everyone's been looking for, but we've broken it down very simply, where you can now start creating goals, you can start doing work, and you can do it really, really fast. Because let's face it, right? I looked at the poll question, the first poll question we took. How much time are you guys spending in your AdWords account? You guys are busy. I understand that. So you need something that can help you do meaningful work very fast in your AdWords account that's going to make a difference. This is, I think, what's going to be able to help you.
Yeah. So we kind of want to break this down actually minute by minute for you. The very first thing you're going to be able to do within the 20-minute work week is check your bids. We're going to raise bids on keywords that are performing, right, where you have that strong ROI, where you have a good quality score. And then we're going to lower bids or reallocate your existing budget to things that are performing, right? So take away from underperforming and move to keywords that are performing and giving you a better ROI or a better quality score.
Yeah, and then we get to step number 2, which is pausing poorly performing keywords. What I want you guys to do is look for the keywords in your account. Some people call them the outliers, the ones with below average quality scores, so something below a 6 or a 5, okay? Or a keyword if you're tracking conversions that has a bad return on your investment. And they're usually really excessive broad terms like insurance or weight loss or lawyer or a plumber that usually drain budgets.
Yep.
People think they're incredibly important to show up for them. They're not really, because they're not going to help you make money off of those keywords. And let's face it, people do PPC to make money.
How can we target people that are a little bit further down the funnel? So a lot of these like super broad keywords, right, that might be driving all your traffic, sometimes you don't want those in your account. You know, there's definitely certain situations, but those are the things you're going to pause.
Yeah, every single person on this phone is dealing with an AdWords account that has a buying funnel. Okay, think of a funnel in the top of your head. Where does that excessively broad keyword fit in that funnel? Probably going to be somewhere at the top.
Yep. I think we skipped over one.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay. No. In minutes 5 to 9, we're going to want to perform keyword research, right? So this goes both ways. We want to identify keywords from our search query data that can be put back into our account, where we can create a relevant message, right, and take them to the right landing page. Or before, it was something that we just broad matched or phrase matched on, right? We can get a lot more specific, take those good keywords, put them into our account within the right ad group with the right ad attached to it, and driving them to the right landing page.
Yeah, and I think this is an important step on this webinar because this seemed to be like the number one.
Sure.
I think Chris called it the time suck. I don't think it's a time suck. I think it's a time investment. But this seems to be what a lot of people struggle with. What keywords do I identify? How do I identify them? Where do I find them? What do I do with them? It's difficult to do, and I think once we actually show you the WordStream 20-minute PPC workweek, you're actually going to really like what we have here. And then we have tools on top of that, too, that do a lot of that type of research for you. But it's hard to do, and it can take a little bit of time.
And this goes the same way with negatives as well.
Yep. And after this, we want to start working on our ad tech. So I've already discussed the importance of ad text, what it means to you. But every single week, we want to be throwing out or pausing, maybe not throw out, but pausing the worst ad that we have. And it's usually the ad with the lowest click-through rate. That's obviously normalized by impressions. We want to replace them with new ones. I assume that everyone heard me talking about quality score, the importance of these ad techs. So I think you know that it's important to be doing work on these every week, every other week, once a month, whatever it is, work needs to be done on.
Yep, and with these ads, right, sometimes we end up with ad groups that are too large, right? So that ad may be a pretty good ad, but it actually has a bad click-through rate because some of the keywords connected in that group aren't as relevant as they need to be. So minutes 15 to 18, we're able to actually split our largest ad group into 2 smaller groups where we can have a much more targeted message and a much more relevant message that's going to increase quality score, position on the page, cost. It's kind of like a domino effect when you get this going.
Yeah, and this is so important that I actually wish we did a poll question on it. What's your average ad group size? Is it 30 to 40 keywords? Is it 40 to 70? Is it 70 to 1,000? You know, whatever it is.
I'm on the 5 side.
Okay. I know you like smaller ad groups. On average, you probably want to be looking at somewhere between 10 to 15, 20 tops keywords in an ad group. If you get over there, it just can't be relevant, and your ad text just can't talk to more than those keywords. And you want to be breaking these down. And we actually have an amazing split ad group tool. Excuse me. And the last stuff that we want to do is we want to report on this information. So I don't know how many people do reporting, and again, maybe that's an idea for another poll question. But reporting is really, really important. The reason is you have to know how your account's performing. you have to let you know how your clients for agencies on the call have to know how your clients' accounts are performing. If you answer to somebody, which most of us do, have bosses, you got to let them know how you're reporting. So it's important because you have to give it to somebody. If you're not the boss, if you are the boss, then you need to know exactly how this is performing. So and it's also important for setting expectations as well. So that's the 20-minute work week in a nutshell. We're going to go a little bit deeper and show you guys exactly what it looks like in the WordStream tool, because let's face it, if you're doing this on your own in AdWords, I think it's going to take you a lot more than 20 minutes to do this type of analysis, do this type of research, take these actions. So we're going to show you what it would look like if you actually had that third-party tool. Yeah, my favorite word on this screen is workflow, right? Where we can come in, we know we have a dedicated workflow in place. It's simple, it's easy to take action on, and it's going to derive to better results, better return on my investment. Yeah, and so before we actually get a little bit further, I just want to say a couple of important things. Number one, like I was saying before, you get no points or no effort for just logging into your account and fiddling around with charts or just looking at data. And then number two, in order to accomplish tasks like these in such a short amount of time, you really do need to leverage tools, whether it's ours or somebody else. But so for us, the WordStream pause poorly performing keyword tool, it automatically identifies these really bad keywords for you, and then you're able to make the educated decision, do I want to add this into my account? So it still gives you power to manage the account, but it does that hours upon hours of analysis for you. And let's go to the next slide. This is what it would look like, and this is what it looks like every day for our clients.
Yep, so you're able to, we wanted to add a couple screenshots in here. Again, Tim, myself, anyone here would be available to kind of take you through a personalized demonstration of this where we can look at your account within the free trial. But we want to be able to add negative keywords. Number one, right, identify what's draining our budgets, hurting our click-through rate.
Yeah, and guys, as we're moving through this, you should really think back to what Chad and I just covered, right? The importance of these actions and what it means to you, right? What is the value behind here? Because time savings is great, but being able to really work on my account and affect the performance of my account is really what this is all about. So if we're thinking adding negative keywords, we're adding keywords into my account, we're optimizing text ads, we're focused on quality score here, right? We're working on that quality score, we're getting better page positioning, lower CPCs, lower CPAs. We're taking optimizing keyword bids, we're taking reviewing costly keywords. Now I'm directly working on my ROI, right, Chad?
Yep.
I'm directly working on how much money I'm making from here.
Yeah, exactly. And we want, like, going through this, and Tim's very passionate about this workflow, but all these actions are designed to improve quality score, lower your cost per click, and ultimately drive more business, drive more leads.
Yeah, and something that I wish didn't get cut off in the screenshot here, below the review costly keywords, we actually give a potential ROI. So it's identifying all this wasted spend in your account. And Chad, I've never seen an account that didn't have a little bit of wasted spend. Yeah, I mean, everyone can add up those numbers in their head, and you're going to get a huge number that this account needs a lot of help with. But you're going to be able to see, okay, where am I wasting this money? Where is this money just being spent on clicks and impressions that doesn't mean anything for me? And every single account has this. The best PPC managers catch it quickly. They catch it quickly by using a tool like this. But this allows you to become like those PPC ninjas, I guess, as they like to be called.
Yep.
And then I guess where I was, the last part about the 20-minute work week is reporting. So I don't know how many people are using reporting now on the call. And another poll question, I guess.
Yeah, we had it up there.
Okay, it was up there.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that if you are doing reporting, you're going directly to Google or using Excel spreadsheet. It takes a long period of time. It's a lot of analysis. I know that. If you're not doing reporting, you should. This reporting tool that WordStream has, it gives you all the information. It automatically updates, and you're able to log in and see exactly what's happening with my account. How is it moving from month to month, and how am I improving from it?
Yep.
And it's for an agency out there, it's white labeled, so you can actually just make this your own and send it right off to your clients if you're
customize it with your logos, things like that. Make any text changes. It's a great element, but again, it kind of follows our philosophy of being able to quickly and easily produce a very valuable report that you can use for yourself or your clients.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you're not going to be able to do that in 20 minutes a week. I know, but that's why we're saying you need a third-party tool. And then another part, right, about quality score and about doing.
We're kind of going a little bit beyond the 20-minute work week here with this, but it's something we wanted to bring up that we do offer.
It's tying quality scores together for everyone. Yeah. So landing pages, how does that fit into your daily schedule, into your weekly workflow, into your monthly? Do you know how to do it? How do you get them done if you don't have anybody to do it? We actually just released, I think it was 2 days ago, right? It was 2 days ago, our amazing landing page creation tool. And again, I mean, you can test it out for free. I'm not going to sit here and give everyone a software training session or a demo. It's the last thing you guys want to hear and what I want to say right now. But
it really closes the loop, I think, is what Tim's trying to say. So we put these actions in place within our AdWords account where we have relevant keyword groups that are tied to a relevant ad. That's going to get the click, right? But now we can also have a landing page that matches that content, that speaks all the way back to that search, that is easy for your potential customers to fill out. You can capture their information within our software, and it really just kind of closes that loop from a successful PPC account. So this is really a PPC-focused landing page creation tool.
Yeah, and again, we understand everyone's busy and you need tools to help you do this faster. That's what this is here for.
Fantastic.
Okay, so we covered a lot of stuff here, and we're just going to go real quickly. We're going to summarize everything we said. Most advertisers with AdWords accounts, we look at our disaster. I suggest everybody that's on this call run the PPC grader. It's right in the chat function. It's free. It's going to give you that report. It's going to allow you to make decisions on how to improve my account.
Kind of understand where you need to take action. Oh, sure. We went over the kind of 5 habits of successful PPC marketers. Really big focus on taking action, on workflow, on relevancy, quality score. So that was great. Again, if you guys have questions, like Tim said, we are available to help you guys out. Really understand this. That's our job. I think that's why we get so excited about this stuff, because every single day we actually get to help people get better, understand this, open their eyes, give them a new way to think about their business. It makes it a lot of fun, and if you get us on the phone or someone else here, I'm sure you'll see that kind of come through.
Yeah, excuse my passion and excitement if you guys call in. The importance of quality score, right? We know that the higher quality score, better page positioning, lower cost per click, lower cost per acquisition, ability to show up for more searches, which I actually haven't said yet and I forgot. So we can actually show up for more impressions and more qualified searches.
Exactly. And then thinking PPC work as a reoccurring weekly task. Again, that workflow, I think we've said that multiple times now, but how you can utilize tools to help guide you, save you time, get better performance.
Yep. For those of you on the poll who said I sign in and do some work once a month on my AdWords account, give it a shot. For starting now for the next 30 days, log in once a week, see the performance of your account, how much you got better, and then from there, make a decision.
Yep, and run the grader as well so you know what areas to focus on.
Yep. And then we get into our 20-minute work week, right? All the areas that we have in there is going to be able to help you increase our quality scores, increase our return on our investment, do this a lot faster than trying to do it on your own, and develop the workflow, which a lot of people don't have.
And then new, as Tim went over, landing page creation, really closing the loop on PPC. It's a landing page tool that is focused on improving your AdWords account and your PPC performance.
Yeah, if nobody here, if there's people on the phone who don't use a CRM, right? If you're running AdWords and you understand you're getting business from it, but exactly what business is actually coming from it, give the advisor a shot for the free trial too, because you're actually going to be able to see exactly where your leads are coming from and what keywords they use, what ad text they came from, and you're going to be able to have them all in one central location, which is nice.
Yep. So we wanted to kind of, I guess, just introduce special offers. If you want to give the 20-minute work week a try, get a one-on-one AdWords assessment.
Or if you don't like me and Chad and you want to not talk to anybody here at WordStream, that's totally cool. We have thick skin. We understand. You can choose that too. But again, I mean, the one thing that you're going to get out of this is you're going to get another eye on your account. You're going to get some free advice. If you like what we have to say, then you can continue to talk with us.
Yeah, so we'll let you guys fill that out, and also feel free to add any questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you for everyone for sending your questions in, and thanks Chad and Tim for going through this presentation. We're going to get into the Q&A session now. I'm going to leave that poll question up. If you do take us up on the 20-minute PPC work week offer, it is a free trial, and that also comes with, you'll be able to see the landing page and lead tracking feature, the new feature that was just released this week, and you'll also be able to see that PPC reporting. So not only will you see the power of that 20-minute PPC work week that we walked through in the webinar today, but you'll also see those other great features. So that's a great benefit for that free trial. So let's get right into it. Thanks again for sending your questions in. So the first question we have here is, how does the tool suggest negative keywords, and where does it choose them from? And they're talking about the 20-minute PPC work week.
Yeah, really good question. Every single AdWords account has an area called the See Search Term Report. Okay, and in our tool, it's called the query stream. So if you guys sign up for a free trial, look out for that query stream. It's going to open your eyes. I promise you that. But it allows you to see every single keyword that you're getting a click for, an impression for, that you're either are bidding on or you're not bidding on. Okay, so any keyword that triggers your ad, you can see that. Now, what happens a lot of times through the Google match types, you're going to start getting impressions and clicks that are not relevant for you. So now you need to take action on it. A lot of people struggle going through that whole report because you have thousands and thousands of these keywords. You don't have the time to do it, but then you also don't know, should I add this or should I not add it? So that's where our 20-minute work week is pulling that information from. And it's showing you these keywords that don't look like they are fit for your business. Now, the great part is that you still have the power over it, okay? You still have the ability to accept or reject that keyword. So you're still making that educated decision.
Yeah, I think kind of to simplify that question, it's searches that you're showing up for, you're spending money on, that you're not bidding, and it's data-driven, right? So it has a low click-through rate. It's not converting. You're wasting money on it. It's not relevant to the ad text. That's what's deriving those suggestions for negative keywords. Yep.
Great, thanks guys. A question that we're getting a lot here is, what is a negative keyword?
A negative keyword, I guess I can give you an example, right? So if I'm a software company, if I'm a software company and I'm selling software, there could be people that are looking for jobs in the software industry. So people could be searching for software sales job or software engineering job. So job, in that case, would be a negative keyword because I'm trying to sell software. I'm not trying to recruit people to work for my software company. So negative keywords can be any word. But there's a lot of examples like cheap and free. Think of them as things you don't want to spend your advertising budget on. Or think of them as negative keywords as things you don't want that ad to show up for because it's not relevant and someone wouldn't click on it.
Yep. So I guess you can also use the analogy. I've worked with a lot of lawyers in my history of PPC. If you're a bankruptcy attorney, okay, and you want to show up for the word bankruptcy attorney, and maybe you have that on broad match, you don't want to show up when someone types in pro bono bankruptcy attorney. So what you want to do is add pro bono as a negative keyword, so you're never going to show up for it.
Great. So the next question here we have is, how bad is it to have the main web page as the landing page?
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but it is pretty bad. You're not answering that person's question. So again, if you're a lawyer, okay, I'll just use that analogy. And if you offer personal injury, you offer bankruptcy, you offer criminal, you offer family law, you don't want to send a person searching to your homepage. You want to send them exactly to that page that they're looking for. So if I'm looking for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy attorney, Boston, Massachusetts, it shouldn't be going to my homepage. It should be going to my bankruptcy page.
Yep.
Or if I'm looking for a auto accident attorney or something like that, right?
Yeah, even from like shoes, right? I'm looking for men's shoes, men's leather shoes. Don't send me to a homepage that has women's shoes and kids' shoes and sneakers and running shoes. Send me to that page that has what I was looking for. That's where you're going to get conversions.
Yeah, I promise you guys, if you're sending all your traffic to your homepage right now, I promise if you create landing pages that talk directly to that search, you're going to increase your conversions by a lot.
You want to create an easy and great experience for the user, for your potential customer to be able to easily contact you or easily buy what you're offering.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. The next question we have here is, does it matter if you pause or delete keywords, and is one or the other preferred?
I would recommend pausing.
Me too.
When you pause them, you'll store the data. If it's paused, it's not going to be active. So that way you can still have that historical data to reflect on, to see the history of. It's something you may want to turn back on at some point. So make sure you pause it versus deleting it.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in pausing, and Google is a big believer in history of accounts. Even if it's really, really bad stuff, whatever that may be, like a really bad click-through rate or really bad quality score, it's always better to pause than it is to delete.
Great. And just to kind of touch on that same topic there around account history, how important is someone's account history in terms of quality score? So if they're, if they have a low quality score right now and they're really trying to improve it, how much does account activity come into play? The account history. Sorry about that.
The account history or activity?
Account history, sorry.
Oh, when factoring in quality score? It's pretty important. I mean, Google's going to look at the whole picture. There's going to be different situations and different scenarios, industries, but they're going to look at the history, and they're not just going to look at the current moment. In some cases, they have to go back further based on the data. It's very similar within the 20-minute work week, where we're going to give you recommendations for different time sets based on the amount of data we have to analyze. They want to make sure they have a complete sample as well before going one way or another with your account.
Great. And I know you guys touched on this a little bit earlier, but how many active ads are recommended per ad group?
Minimum of 2.
Yeah, I was going to say about 2 to 3, Chris. And you guys want to be rotating and you want to be testing. You want to figure out which ones works, which ones don't work, and once you find one that works, and then maybe down the road you want to do that same process again because something might work even better.
Yep.
Great. Now, someone said, one of the attendees actually asked, can WordStream manage my whole account? I don't have the time to consistently work on my campaigns.
Yeah, we do have an amazing managed service team here that happens with a lot of people. You come in, you run our grader, and you sign up for the free trial, and you realize maybe this is just too big for me to manage on my own. We do have a team set up here, and we have an amazing process in place where we actually get our PPC managers involved in the process, and they're going to dive into your account, and they're going to present to you exactly how they can fix the account, what they found, and what you can expect working with us.
Yeah, the team from a managed service standpoint is great. It's a smaller portion of our business, but they have great resources like the AdWords grader and our software that really can set them apart from account managers, across the street or maybe locally to you. They live by the value, me and Tim as well, the core value of being transparent within their management, within their actions. So for anyone that may have had a poor experience, not kind of knowing what was happening in their AdWords account in the past, you will know every single thing that these guys are doing, and they're very transparent when it comes to managing your AdWords account.
Great. Well, I think we have time for one last question, and if we didn't get to your question today, definitely feel free to give us a call. And everyone here is AdWords certified expert. So if we didn't answer your question today, or if you have a very specific question that's about your account, definitely feel free to give us a call, and we'll help answer that for you. So we're going to end on this last question here because we do get this a lot. How much should a small to medium-sized business spend on PPC per month to gain the best return?
How much should they spend? It's going to be it's such a tough question to answer because there's so many factors that go into it. I know this probably isn't the answer you guys are looking for, but what I always say to this question is you've got to give yourself a chance, right? Where if you go out there and spend $100 and you're like, AdWords didn't work for me, and you only got 100 clicks, right? You didn't really give yourself a chance to be successful. So there's all kinds of different budgets. It's going to range. You've got to think about what is a new customer worth to me, how many leads does it take for me to actually convert someone into one of those new paying customers, and kind of reverse engineer some of the math. It's something I could help you with. We could talk specifically about your account and your business. I have a lot of experience kind of helping people set budgets. Also, our services team. I don't know if Tim has anything else to add to that, but there's so many factors that go into it.
Yeah, it does feel like we get this question a lot, and I'm not even going to give you guys an answer to that. Or for a number, I'm not going to give you. But what I am going to suggest is giving yourself a gap analysis. What is your average selling point, right? What's your average cost per acquisition right now to acquire a new sale? How many telephone calls or how many web forms or does it take you to convert one person into a sale? What's your average cost per click? What's your average conversion? And then what you need to do is do a little bit of math, right? And you need to figure out, okay, if I spend this amount, I should be able to generate this much business coming back into me. So there is a scientific approach to it. I'd be happy to expand more on that if anybody wants to give us a call. I think we're actually going to put our direct phone numbers and our emails on the last page. And we can discuss in a little bit more detail if you want a professional opinion.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Sure.
So let's just go to this last slide here.
Yeah, and everyone, thank you very much for coming on the webinar. I obviously, I think you can tell from my voice, I absolutely love talking about this stuff. And if there was anything that was covered, like I said before, if you have any questions, give me a call, give Chad a call. You can tweet me, you can tweet Chad, you can tweet at WordStream. We're pretty much available anyway, and we're both on the chat on the website as well, so you can reach us there too. But I hope everyone got a lot out of this webinar. We covered many different topics within PPC, but it was all designed that way, right? It was all things that we cover in that 20-minute PPC work week that everyone's interested in. And if you're not going to be checking out a software, the grader or whatever, it's going to take you a little bit of time, but give it a shot, taking these type of actions. See what you can do.
Check out our blog. Talk to our partners. Good luck with the drawing on Perry Marshall's book. Maybe I'll have Tim give you a call to read you the first page or something.
Sure.
And we thank you guys. Thank you, Chris, everyone, for joining us. Best of luck to everyone out there.